Our story so far.
When we got inside the house, Mr. Trim told us that Badger and Miss McBride weren't crooks.
We found the peregrine yesterday. They thought it must be stolen, and were trying to save it. You see, Miss McBride is a great bird lover.
Wait a minute. Where did the peregrine come from in the first place?
Ask him out there.
You mean the Birdman?
Mr. Trim said that the Birdman must have stolen the peregrine and was now trying to get it back.
He asked us to send a telegram for him to get help.
But the man in the post office looked mystified.
It's all right. It's Welsh.
Welsh indeed. That isn't Welsh.
How do you know?
I'm Welsh myself. If that language is Welsh, then I'm a Dutchman.
This is what Mr. Trim wrote, and this is the same message in Welsh.
Jackie was right. There are stop words in Welsh.
Stop. Pot. I found a clue.
Pots.
Spell pots backwards.
Pots.
S-T-O-P. Stop.
We soon decoded the message. Each word was written backwards.
Back at the boat, we finished writing it down.
That's it. That's the whole message.
Added 2 eggs. Now have peregrine falcon. Stop. £2,000. Stop. We'll bring both tonight. Stop. Trim.
We looked at each other. Was Mr. Trim in it too with the other crooks?
Looks bad. Definitely.
They tricked us. We've sent the telegram for them.
So that means we've helped the crooks.
Come on now, clear your stuff off. What's the matter with you? All this whispering?
Nothing, Sharon.
Oh, by the way, I found this in the newspaper. Now, is this picture anything like the bird you saw? Well, is it?
Well, might be.
We didn't say ours properly.
No, not really. Well, make up your minds.
Another peregrine falcon has been stolen from its nest in Scotland. Experts from the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds think the thief was a woman. She may be hiding in London. She always dresses in black. Experts call her Cat Mary because she steals so many birds.
That must be Miss McBride. Mr. Trim called her Mary. She's dressed all in black. It must be her.
Definitely.
That's it. We've got to do something. We must tell the police.
That telegram said tonight. We haven't got much time.
I still can't believe Mr. Trim is mixed up in this.
But it was Trim's telegram.
But we don't know if he wrote the telegram.
They might have forced him to write it.
I suppose that Cat Mary would frighten anyone.
Let's see if Mr. Trim's gone back to the shop.
He said he'd see us there later.
Maybe he was trying to tell us he wanted to talk to us. I think we should talk to him before we go to the police.
I don't like it.
Just give him one more chance.
Look what you've done, clumsy. Now we can't read the address.
Hey! Hey, where are you off to?
We're going to Mr. Trim's shop.
Again?
Yes, we've got to ask him something.
Well, what about helping clear up this mess?
I won't be long, promise.
Hey, you lost the address.
The address for Mr. Trim's telegram.
Well, it didn't seem to matter at the time.
Yes, because of the newspaper article that Sharon showed us. That was the main thing.
I kept that. It's the first one in the cutting book. Look. Falcon thief strikes again. That was Cat Mary. Experts from the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds think the thief was a woman.
Experts? What are those?
Experts? Experts know about things. I'm a word expert because I know about words.
And experts from the RSPB know a lot about birds.
Yes, that's true.
And now you're helping them.
Well, they've done a lot for the peregrine. When we were kids, it was one of the rarest wild birds in Britain. It was in real danger. Have a look.
A long time ago, people used to collect peregrines' eggs. All this egg collecting meant that there were fewer and fewer peregrines every year. There was also danger from some kind of pesticides. The farmer sprayed his crops with pesticide to stop the grubs eating them. The grubs ate the plants and were poisoned by the spray. Then small birds ate the grubs and got poisoned themselves. Each bird eaten by the peregrine left a small amount of poison in the bigger bird. The poison stopped the eggs hatching. One of the peregrine's main enemies is man. Birds are trapped and killed. Eggs and young birds are still being stolen, even though they're protected by law. But with dangerous pesticides banned and greater protection for the birds themselves, the number of peregrines is rising, and more chicks are hatching each year. There are now well over 1,000 pairs of peregrines in Britain.
You know, if it wasn't so serious, Jackie, some of these headlines would be quite funny. Look.
Egg plot smashed. Poached egg mercy flights?
I think it means stolen eggs, not the kind you eat, silly.
I suppose headlines are a bit like telegrams. They've got to be kept short. They've got to grab your attention. And they must make you want to read.
Oh, yes, look at that one. Biking of the birds. No, I didn't look properly, did I? Biking for the birds. Now, what's all this about? Birds don't have bicycles.
Jay flies through the air. Oh, good. Lunch on fridge. What's this? No food? Better check that out. Now, what's the first letter? Oh, lunch in fridge. I don't like a muddle. I must have it clear. What's this rubbish? Jam is good of me. Jam is good of me. That's a load of nonsense. I can do better. Check the first letter. Look again. Jam is good for me. Hey, that's sense. Yep, that's plain. Jam's definitely, positively good for me. I can't stand a muddle. I must have it clear. What's this rubbish? I saw hungry. I saw hungry. That's a load of nonsense. I can do better. Check the first letter. Look again. I was hungry. Hey, that's sense. Yep, that's plain. I certainly was hungry until I had my jam.
Oh, yes, word watchers. Don't forget to check that first letter. It makes make sense.
Hey, Wordy, why do birds in a nest always agree?
Because they don't want to fall out. I knew that one.
Oh, this is a good place to rest. Now we've got rid of that other pest.
That's what they think. I'll find the best. Yes, nothing but the best. Ooh, what's this? A nest? Well, perhaps it would be a good place to rest. I need a place to rest. But before I make up my mind, I must test it. Oh dear, this small nest is definitely not the best. Another nest. Before I make up my mind if it is the best nest, I must test it. you pest! This is certainly not the best nest. Ooh, oh, another nest. In case there's a pest, I must test it. This just must be the best nest.
When words end with S and T, you must send them first to me. They run fast, they never rest. If they're last, they're still the best. They are just about to burst. Oh, they bust. They are the worst.
And who's got the worst memory of anyone I know?
Now, I've looked, and I've looked. Now I'll just hop and take a good look. Has someone stolen my best acorns? Word!
Roundabout, roundabout, roundabout the house. Someone heard a sound about the house.
Someone went to scout around the house, in case there was a crook around the house.
There was at least £1,000 hidden roundabout, but someone heard a crook around, and someone found him out.
Oh, it's a letter. It's from one of our visitors. Dear Jackie, Butch and Trevor, I really enjoyed myself at Simmons Yacht Rock. I thought the best bit was actually seeing a wild falcon. Nice letter. And a bird stamp too, look.
Hey, this is from Tom. Sharon's had her baby. It's a little girl. Must drop her a line. Wordy, what are you doing?
I'm dropping you a line.
That's not what I meant, silly.
I know, but it's what you said.
I think it's meant to be a joke.
Yes, and here's another one. What happens to happen when it's happened? It's got ED at the end. Hi, word watchers, it's time we showed you it again.
If you've got a chair to mend and ED is at the end, then it's mended. Yes, it's mended.
Will it happen? Can you see? Did it happen with ED? Yes, it happened. Yes, it happened.
If you look with E and D, then you've looked.
When you cook with the ND, then you've cooked.
When you're coming to the end and ED's there at the end, then it's ended. Yes, it's ended.
But the Sky Hunter story hasn't ended. By now, Butch really suspected Mr. Trim, and Trevor thought they should go to the police. But what about Jackie?
He said he'd see us there later.
Maybe he was trying to tell us he wanted to talk to us.
When we arrived at Mr. Trim's shop, the door wasn't locked.
It's unlocked.
We went in and called out for Mr. Trim.
Trim?
Perhaps he's upstairs.
Trim?
going up.
Mr. Trim?
We crept up the stairs, feeling nervous. We'd never been upstairs before.
Butch pushed open the door.
The room was like a museum.
It was full of stuffed birds. Some of them were falcons.
There were drawers full of birds' eggs.
I don't understand. He said he belonged to the English lovers of the falcon.
More like the English killers and stuffers of the falcon.
What a collection!
Yeah. So what do you think of your friend Trim now? Just a friendly old man, is he?
Perhaps he collected these long ago, before peregrines were protected by law. So he may not have broken the law.
There's one way of making sure.
How?
Follow me.
E.g.
Rare specimens.
the chest of drawers.
But
It won't budge.
Look, Trim screwed them down.
Oh, I know.
I can't break it open.
I won't break it. I can always screw it back.
It's Mr. Trim's code. 10 falcon eggs.
Proof at last. Just what we need.
So Mr. Trim really is a crook.
Yes, indeed. My little sailor friends. Very clever. So now you know.
Fly free on the wing, hunt free in the air, sharp eyes everywhere, beware, sky hunter,
Our story so far.
We had decoded Mr. Trim's message. He was trying to sell the falcon for £2,000.
As well as some eggs.
Then Sharon showed us something.
Oh, by the way, I found this in the newspaper. Now, is this picture anything like the bird you saw?
I still can't believe Mr. Trim is mixed up in this.
But it was Trim's telegram.
We agreed to give Mr. Trim one more chance. But at his shop, we found this.
What a collection.
So what do you think of your friend Trim now? Just a friendly old man, is he?
Then we opened the small chest of drawers.
Proof at last. Just what we need.
So Mr. Trim really is a crook.
Yes, indeed, my little sailor friends. Very clever. So now you know.
Let's get them.
Careful, mate!
What? What's the wall?
We ran down to the canal lock. Badger was just behind us.
A man was opening the lock gates to let his boat through.
Wait a minute! We'll do it for you.
We ran across while he was still opening them.
But Mr. Trim and Cat Mary were crossing over the closed gates at the other end.
The others! Don't worry about me!
Stand still! Quick, jump in. Hide in here. Come on, it's all right.
Butch, Trevor, did you jump in that van? What a stupid thing to do. Children should never, ever get into a strange car with strangers.
Well, we just didn't think.
And the Falcon gang were after us. It all happened so quickly.
Quickly. Oh, yes. Words that end in ly often tell you how something's done. How did the Birdman open the van door?
Suddenly.
Suddenly.
Yeah, we nearly all died of shock.
And what about my warning about not getting into strange cars?
Yes, children should take it seriously.
Definitely.
Oh, suddenly.
Slowly.
Quickly. Oh, nearly. Oh, yes, Badger nearly made it. But he fell in the water. Actually, he fell in the canal. Again. He seemed to make a habit of it. We've seen quite a bit of this canal in the story. Do you remember its name? The Regent's Canal. It's in London, but you can also find canals in many other parts of the country.
Nowadays, lots of people spend their holidays on the canals. A canal is a kind of man-made river. The canals were built a long time ago as an alternative to roads. People used boats instead of lorries to get things around the country. A canal is often very narrow, so canal boats like Rosie are long and thin. That's why it's called a narrow boat. Most narrow boats now have engines, but in the past they were towed by horses walking along the towpath. Many of the boats and their contents are brightly painted. Canal boats use tunnels to pass under roads or hills. There are also special bridges for canals. And as we've seen, locks are used to get the boats up and down hills.
Lock. I've always thought it's a funny old word, you know.
Well, look it up in the dictionary.
That's exactly what I am doing. You know, there's such a lot of words. It's not surprising they're in such small print.
Hey, Trevor, what's the longest word in the dictionary?
I don't know, Wordy. Tell me, what is the longest word in the dictionary?
Elastic, 'cause it stretches.
L for lock. Right. L-I-L-I-V, L-O, lock. Here we are. Oh, what an awful lot of locks. It's a portion of fairly long hair, an appliance for fastening the door or lid, etc. A mechanism for firing the charge of a gun, or something to do with a gun, anyway.
As well as a canal kind of lock?
Oh, yeah. It's a multifarious sort of word. Definitely.
Multi-what? Oh, Butch, let me have a look at this dictionary.
This is a lock. A lock? Is this a lock?
Where's Jay?
Oh, out jaywalking, I think. He's very cross.
Looks as if he's left us a message. Where are my acorns? Hang on. That's not a message, it's more of a question.
Well, it would be if the question mark was in the right place.
Oh. All right, then. Is that better? Still something wrong?
Oh, what a bird brain. He hasn't used a capital letter at the beginning.
Think big, big, big at the beginning. Put a capital first and you're winning. Think big, think big, think big. Do you want an answer? Are you in the dark? When you ask a question, use a question mark. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Are you in the dark?
When you ask a question, use a question mark.
What noise does this car make? What noise do these chicks make? And crooks creep and must keep quiet.
Yes, word watchers. I feel we need a song about this sound. Keep watching. Here goes.
E and E keep together. E and E keep together. E and E keep together, as you see.
E and E, when you meet us, you will see us feet together. E and E keep together, as you see.
E and E meet together, feet together in the street. E and E keep together, as you see.
E and E, quick! E and E keep together. In the street you'll always see us. E and E keep together, as you see.
Join WAG. Join WAG here. Come along, everyone. Join WAG. This is your lance.
What's all this, Wordy?
Hey?
Oh. If I join WAG, does that make me a wagger?
No. WAG stands for Wordy's Action Group.
So what are you taking action about, then?
Well, I haven't decided yet. I just like the sound of it.
Reminds me of Mr. Trim and his elf friends. E for English, L for lovers, F for Falcon. Elf for short.
Yeah, and easy to remember. You know, a lot of organisations just use their initials.
Mm-hmm.
I've just made one up. SPOT. Do you know what it stands for?
No, but you tell me.
The Society
Yeah.
for the Protection
Yeah.
of Tigers.
Hey, look, all this talk of protecting things, tigers, falcons, birds, what about Jackie? You didn't do a very good job of protecting her, did you?
No, we just left her.
Yeah, we felt really bad.
She told us afterwards that Cat Mary said she'd be useful as a hostage.
A hostage? Oh, dear. I don't like the sound of that.
You see, the crooks thought they could use her to bargain with the police.
This is getting worse and worse. Jackie a hostage. Both of you jumping into a strange van. Boy, I think it's time to get back to the story and find out what actually did happen.
Quick, jump in. You can hide in here. Come on, it's all right. Get down. Get down. Keep still. Down. Not a word.
Where are they?
I don't know. You try that way, I'll try this.
We've got to find them. Trim! Just a minute. Useless. Oh, if I could lay my hands on them,
Well, we'd better get back. Remember, we left the Falcon at the shop.
They've gone. Now look, who are you kids? And what are you up to?
Well, who are you? Yes, and what are you up to?
All right. I'm Tom Roberts from the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds.
But how do we know you're not a fake? Yes, like Trim and his English lovers in the Falcon Society.
English lovers of the what society? There's no such thing. Look, I'm Tom Roberts from the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, the RSPB. I'm a sort of detective. I've been chasing Cat Mary for weeks and weeks.
So you didn't steal the Falcon. We thought you were a thief. We called you the Birdman.
I am a birdman. I don't steal birds. I protect them and care about them. And that's why I'm in the RSPB. Now, I think it's about time you told me who you are.
We told him about the Falcon and Trim's collection.
And the message he tricked us into sending.
It's all the proof I need. Now we can catch this gang of crooks. Better be on the guard now. What's happened to the girl?
When we told him that the crooks had caught Jackie, he drove off as fast as he could.
I said we should never have had anything to do with these kids. They've ruined everything. I'll kick you right back into the canal if you don't stop moaning. I won't stop moaning. These kids will go straight to the cops.
Yes, Trim. Now you got us into this. You better come up with an answer, and quick.
We'll collect the Falcon and my eggs and go to meet my French buyer on the river before those boys bring the police. And then, I think we'd better all go to France on his boat.
To France? I don't want to mix with foreigners. You can't trust them.
Give me patience. What about the girl? Are we taking her to France too? I think perhaps we'd better let her go.
You're getting soft, Trim. She must stay with us. She'll be useful as a hostage.
Oh, no. Don't believe it.
When we reached the shop, the door was open.
You get the Falcon, I'll pack the eggs.
Mr. Trim started collecting the falcon eggs.
Put her in the corner. And don't you dare move, little girl.
The basket was open on the floor. The falcon had escaped.
Badger! Where's the falcon?
What? It wasn't me. Maybe it's hiding.
You dropped the cage!
You've just lost £2,000.
Who, me? Badger, you...
Oh, be quiet. What are we going to do? There's no time to find the falcon now, not with the police after us. And if we don't bring my French buyer a falcon, I doubt if he'll help us escape. Badger, you...
Wait! What time does your buyer sail?
By 12 o'clock tonight at the latest to catch the tide.
Right. There's just one place in London where we can find another one.
Another peregrine? Impossible.
Yes. Come on, let's get out of here. We must hide somewhere until it's dark. Badger, keep hold of that girl.
But don't hurt her.
Trim, your French buyer will have a peregrine falcon by midnight. Now, this is the plan.
Fly free on the wing, hunt free in the air, sharp eyes everywhere, beware, sky hunter, beware.
Our story so far.
The falcon gang had returned to the shop.
Let's get them.
We escaped through the back door.
Whoa!
The gang chased us.
Badger caught Jackie, but Butch and I were saved by the Birdman.
He turned out to be Tom Roberts from the RSPB. He'd been chasing Cat Mary for weeks. The crooks took Jackie back to the shop.
You get the falcon, I'll pack the eggs.
Badger! Where's the falcon? Come on, let's get out of here.
Cat Mary knew where to find another peregrine.
Trim, your French buyer will have a peregrine falcon by midnight. Now, this is the plan.
Meanwhile, we were trying to get to Mr. Trim's shop.
No, I don't believe it.
Tom's old van didn't go very fast. By the time we got to Trim's shop, it was empty.
Butch rang Sharon to tell her what had happened to Jackie.
Mr. Trim, I'm there now. All right, you stay where you are. I'm coming right over. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Only we could have got here a few minutes earlier.
I really feel bad. We just left Jackie there with Badger.
Yeah, we were right cowards.
Oh, don't be silly. You couldn't have saved her from those three.
We could have tried.
Now, stop it. It's done. Now, let's try and think where they could have taken her. Can you remember the address on that telegram?
I told you. I spilt tea all over it before we'd read it. I remember it started with MV. And then something I couldn't read.
MV? MV, that stands for motor vessel. A ship's address. Good. Well done. That's a good clue for the police. I'll call them.
Hey, wait, look, here, there's some writing.
Where?
Can, Alma, Ida, Val, Eaton.
Could be a message from Jackie.
No, it looks like a lot of names, or girls' names. Alma, Ida, Val. Doesn't make sense, does it? Look, it can't be anything to do with Jackie. But we can't afford to waste time on it.
Any news? Have you got any idea where she could be?
No, not yet. I think we must telephone the police, Miss Blake.
Yes, and Jackie's mum.
I'm sure it's from Jackie. I've got a funny feeling about it. What do you make of it?
It could be in code. Let's try Trim's code. Spell it backwards.
N-A-C, knack. A-M-L-A, Amla. Knack. Amla.
It doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, if Jackie was with Mr. Trim, she wouldn't use his code, would she?
Hey, look, Trevor. What does this say?
Canal.
Now this.
Maida.
Jackie put the gaps between the words in the wrong place.
Maybe that was her code. What's the next word?
Chief Inspector Hardy. Tom Roberts speaking, RSPB.
Put the gap between the E and the T, then vowel, and E makes veil.
So we've got canal, Maida Vale.
Maida Vale is just at the canal. But what does ton mean?
I don't know. But she's told us where the crooks were taking her.
This Cat Mary business, I'm afraid it's turned nasty.
Mr. Roberts? Tom?
Shh. There'll be hours. Anyway, suppose they won't believe us. They'd stop us finding out.
Yeah. Yes, they've got the Falcon with them, as far as we know.
Yes, and remember, we just walked out on Jackie when Badger caught her.
I know. It's up to us to find her. Anyway, we won't be long. Come on.
Actually, it was a pretty stupid thing to do.
Yeah, we ran off without telling anyone where we were going.
I know. We shouldn't have done it.
Well, I'm glad you realise it. Sharon and Tom had enough to worry about without you two making it worse.
Ah, but it was your message. The writing on the mirror.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. Lucky it was so dusty.
The writing on the mirror. Jackie wrote it, and she wrote it all in capital letters, a bit like a telegram. When did she write it? When the crooks were busy planning to steal another peregrine falcon, of course.
What's Trevor saying to Butch? Now, if you want to write it down, how do you show that's what Trevor was saying? You use speech marks. Can you see where you put the speech marks?
Think big, big, big at the beginning. Put a capital first and you're winning. Think big, think big, think big. Do you want an answer? Are you in the dark? When you ask a question, use a question mark. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Are you in the dark?
When you ask a question, use a question mark.
What's all this then?
I'm designing a bird watcher's observation sheet. The question words are to remind you of the sort of things to make a note of when you spot a new bird. What? What did it look like? Where? Where did you see it? In the woods, in a field, in the garden, and that sort of thing.
Oh, what about when?
That's a good one. When did you see it? The time of day, the time of year?
Oh, here's another one. How? How do you find out more about me?
How? We look you up in a bird book.
There. Jay.
Oh.
Jay with an acorn. He's as big as a pigeon.
Oh, yes, this is a good book. The jay belongs to the crow family. He's definitely the prettiest member. Ah! Did you write this, Butch?
Oh, look, a rook.
Yeah, rooks also belong to the crow family.
So it's a sort of upmarket cousin of Jay's. Word watchers, do you remember the song about a rook in a wood?
Look out, look out, look out for ooh. Look out for ooh in your book. Look out, look out, look out for ooh. No doubt with ooh, it's good.
Look out for ooh in the wood. Look for a rook in the wood. To read, find a book. To fish, find a hook. Look out for good old ooh. Look out, look out, look out for ooh. Look out for ooh in your book.
Look out, look out, look out for ooh. No doubt with ooh, it's good.
Well, this is a nice book. Oh, look, it's a parrot.
The what I found in this book. It's a poem about parakeets. Parakeets wheel, screech, scream in a flash of green among the forest trees. Sunlight smooth their feathers, cool leaves soothe their foreheads. Creeks are there for beaks, lucky little parakeets. I like that.
Not heard that before. Where's it come from?
Sharon lent it to me.
Sharon is Jackie's cousin. She had the same surname as Jackie. So Jackie and Sharon had the same surname, Blake. So Sharon's dad and Jackie's dad must be brothers. Jackie's dad is Sharon's uncle. Jackie's mum is Sharon's aunt. And Sharon married Tom Roberts.
Were you surprised Sharon and Tom got married?
No, not really. They seemed to hit it off straight away.
In spite of how they first met.
You know, I think Tom helped us get this bird bus job.
So Tom's still working for the RSPB?
Yeah.
Well, what did he actually do?
He was an investigations officer.
That's why he called himself a bird detective. Take a look at this.
Some rare birds, like the red kite, have to be kept under constant watch, especially when they're nesting. Even so, there are people out to get the eggs at any cost. The bird detectives from the RSPB are there to stop them.
Yes, I've got alarm activated at Site 1.
The investigations officers work closely with the police, and anyone caught taking eggs will be arrested.
Hello, investigations. Red kites. Right. Okay. And these birds are being poisoned. What, deliberately poisoned? What's actually happening? What have you seen or heard about?
The RSPB also gets a lot of help and information from the public and its network of volunteer bird watchers.
No, I don't see them. I can see the young one on the nest at the edge. It's a good nest, that one, isn't it?
Here's another visitor's poem. The birds at Simmons Yak Rock are guarded all round the clock. The wardens are keen that the birds shall be seen, but their numbers not given a knock.
What's this then?
Well, you've been around so much, we think it's about time that both of you have one of these. It's your official identity card.
Oh, thank you.
It's got your picture on it.
Oh, I don't like that.
And we all have to wear them.
It proves we really do belong to the RSPB. Remember when we first met Tom?
Well, who are you? Yes, and what are you up to?
I'm Tom Roberts, from the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds.
But how do we know you're not a fake? Yes, like Trim and his English lovers in the Falcon Society.
English lovers of the what society? There's no such thing. Look, I'm a sort of detective.
Butch and I had to do some detective work on your code.
Actually, it wasn't that difficult.
Well, I didn't have time to think up anything more complicated.
Egg thieves often use code, you know.
Yeah, like Trim writing his message backwards and EG for eggs.
Right. Your code gave us canal, Maida, Vale, ton.
Yeah, ton was still a problem, even though we'd cracked the code.
Word watchers, you could make up your own codes to send messages.
Or use a code book. But make sure the person you're sending a message to knows the code you're using.
Time for some more story. We ran all the way to Maida Vale.
There were lots of boats tied up along the towpath, and it was getting dark.
Ton! Oh, what's it mean?
Well, this is Maida Vale, Butch.
Perhaps Ton is the name of a boat.
Yes, a boat they could have taken Jackie to, but it could be any one of these.
Well, there's a lot of boats.
We looked at all the names, but none of them had ton in it.
Well, this is the last boat.
Hey! Ton! Look! Ton, yes!
Yes, what? What do you mean?
Tunnel!
Tunnel?
Don't you see, Jackie must have started to write tunnel, but she didn't have time to finish it.
You think so?
Yes, it's our only chance. Come on.
We crept into the tunnel.
Keep your eyes peeled. God, spooky.
We could see a boat at the other end of the tunnel, and as we got nearer, we saw...
Mr. Trim!
Shall we get him?
No. Let's make him come into the tunnel.
Tell us where Jackie is.
We've got him!
Great!
our stories so far. The crooks had disappeared, with Jackie.
Butch rang the craft shop to tell Sharon what had happened.
But Jackie had left us a clue.
Oh, it looks like a lot of names, or girls' names. Alma, Ida, Val. This makes sense, doesn't it?
It was in code.
We worked it out. Canal, Maida, Vale, Ton.
So we went to Maida Vale to look for Jackie.
Well, this is the last boat.
Hey! Tom, tunnel! Come on!
We went into the tunnel. On the other side was Mr. Trim.
We've got him!
I sat on his chest while Trevor ran to open the shed.
Jackie rolled out.
She's here!
We had such a lot to tell one another.
So they've lost the falcon.
And now Cat Mary and Badger are trying to find another falcon. But where, I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Do you know where, Mr. Trim?
He knows.
Why won't you tell us, Mr. Trim?
Why should I? It won't do me any good. You may have caught me, but Cat, Mary, and Badger will be away by midnight tonight, and you don't have a hope of catching them.
Oh, yes, we do. We'll get the clocks here, and then when Cat, Mary, and Badger come to collect you, we'll nab them, see?
Cat, Mary, and Badger aren't coming back here. Once they've got the falcon, they're going straight onto the French boat. Mr. Trim was supposed to take me there at midnight.
So that's foxed you, my dears.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Trim.
Should I? Why? Because I won't be a sneak, a telltale?
No, because you only pretend to love falcons.
I do love falcons.
But you've killed them and stolen their eggs. Do you call that love?
I am a collector. Collecting eggs helps one to study.
Every egg you collect means one more dead falcon. Why do you need so many eggs? Why? You had hundreds.
Because the more one has, the more valuable.
Yes, that's it. Money. That's why you're helping those crooks to sell a stolen wild one. You don't really want to protect wild birds. You only like them when they're dead and stuffed and standing about in your rotten collection. You're just selfish and greedy. All you want is the money.
Yes, that's telling him, Jackie. Mr. Roberts said so to us, didn't he, Butch? And you said so yourself. If things go on as they are...
Yeah, there'll be no more falcons. People like you and Cat Mary, with your killing and stealing and selling, you're putting an end to them all.
You don't really care if one day there aren't any falcons left.
Ah, don't waste your breath on him. He doesn't care. Look at him. Rotten hypocrite.
No. I bet he'd even be pleased if there were no more falcons.
I hope they put you in prison, Mr. Trim.
Like you're putting that poor falcon in prison.
I still can't believe that someone we liked, who seemed so nice, could turn out to be so rotten underneath. Such a rotten crook.
Oh, he's not worth it. Let's call the police and get it over with.
Wait.
Wait for what?
You know I never meant you any harm, Jackie, my dear.
No harm.
That's rich.
You were just about to ship her across to France.
I would never have allowed that. I would have let her go before we sailed. Oh, I wish I'd never got involved in this business.
Easy to say that now.
True. But I'll prove to you that I mean it. I'll help you. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
You will?
Really, Mr. Trim? Oh, I knew you weren't completely bad.
Oh, but I am bad, my dear. Make no mistake about that. But I'm going to change. It's got to stop. My collection is madness.
What about Cat Mary and Badger?
Cat Mary and Badger are going to steal another peregrine falcon from the zoo.
The zoo?
They're going to climb in from the canal as soon as it's dark.
But it's almost dark now.
We must stop them.
I doubt it this time.
But if we hurry, we might have a chance.
Will you help us, Mr. Trim?
If you will trust me.
But can we trust him? It may be a trap.
I trust him.
All right then. But I don't like it.
And I don't like it either. Oh, Butch and Trevor were right. Jackie shouldn't have trusted Mr. Trim like that. What do you think?
Well, he did seem to change, and he told them about Cat Mary's plan.
Yes, that's true. Jackie must have really made him think. What did she say to him, Word Watchers?
I was wondering, how did Mr. Trim feel?
Mr. Trim was probably feeling all of that, and at the time, Trevor thought...
T&R, T&R, you can trust in Trevor.
But can you trust Trim?
T&R, T&R, it may be a trap if you trust in him. T&R.
P&R, P&R, he pretends to protect the bird of prey.
P&R, P&R, what can provide the proof we need? P&R.
C&R, C&R, the crooks are crafty, they're creeping about.
C&R, C&R,
they said this is crazy, and then they crept out. C&R.
Here's something else that creeps about. It's a creepy, crawly caterpillar. Watch.
Creepy, crawly. Ah! I've never tried a good, juicy, creepy, crawly.
It's to remind people that birds eat caterpillars.
Oh, some more TR words. Tracks and trails.
Yeah. I want our visitors to try and guess what sort of bird or animal makes these tracks. Go on, guess this one.
Oh, it's got webbed feet. It must be some kind of duck.
Right. And this one's a dog.
Well, you won't catch me leaving any tracks behind.
No, you haven't any feet.
Wow.
I'd leave a tricky trail. No tracks. Even Dog Detective couldn't follow me.
If a word is a mystery, be a detective just like me. Have a go and don't take fright, just guess. Then check if you've got it right.
He said he had seen two men with ropes near the cliff. The thieves... Oh, dear. This newspaper stuff is hard to read.
Oh, why are you interested in egg thieves?
I used to be an egg thief myself.
Oh.
But I haven't liked to mention it round here.
I say, you've got a problem.
Oh, yes, I know. It's a word and I'm stuck.
Let's follow Dog Detective's advice, step by step. Now, read the whole sentence again, and then try and work out what it means.
The thieves something to the falcon's... No. The thieves somethinged up to the falcon's nest.
Yes, well, What did the thieves have to do to get up to the nest?
Oh, well,
Go on, have a guess.
Well, the thieves flew up to the falcon's nest.
Oh, I don't think so, Birdbrain. It doesn't really make sense. They don't have wings like you or a helicopter.
I don't think I'm going to bother.
Now, don't get upset. Go on.
Well,
look at all the letters.
oh, the word begins with CL. Cl. The thieves climbed up. No. The thieves climbed up to the falcon's nest.
That makes sense.
The thieves climbed up to the falcon's nest.
Hey, did the newspaper story say what kind of falcon it was?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Well, it should have done. There's more than one kind, you know. Let's have a look at our new Birds of Prey video. That's a kestrel. It's another kind of falcon. It looks a bit like a peregrine. You'll often see them near motorways. It's hovering, using its sharp eyes to look for prey. The buzzard's also a bird of prey. Its wings are great for soaring flight. They're broader and more rounded than those of the falcon family. The red kite's probably Britain's rarest breeding bird. This one was filmed in Wales, where the RSPB is working hard to protect them. Owls are birds of prey that hunt mostly at night. Because their feathers are very soft, their flight is silent. An owl can fly towards its prey so quietly it can't be heard.
Hey, Wordy, what do you call an intellectual owl?
Oh, Birdbrain.
Oh, how did you know?
Hey, think we should put these up somewhere?
What's that?
The pictures of the bird of prey house at London Zoo.
Oh, yes, the London Zoo. In the story, do you remember what Mr. Trim told Jackie, Butch and Trevor?
I do, yes, I do.
And how did Mr. Trim tell them? He suddenly realized that in collecting all this, he'd behaved
badly and madly. Yes, it's that L-Y ending which often tells you how something's done. Oh, suddenly.
Slowly.
Quickly. Oh, nearly. And now, Word Watchers, we're nearly ready to go back to the story. But first, let's read.
Outside the zoo, it was getting very dark.
Right, you follow right behind me.
Are you sure this will hold my weight?
This rope would hold an elephant. What's the matter?
It keeps wobbling.
Come on, you coward, quickly. All right, you go first. Now, come on, you big baby, quickly.
All right.
If you're frightened, keep your eyes closed.
Oh, yeah, it's better with my eyes closed.
Oh, get off, you fool! Shoot! Quiet, I told you. I want to wake the whole of London. Quickly.
You have to manage without me. I'm a sick man.
Badger.
Oh.
This is it.
They must have got in.
We can follow them, then we can tell the night guards.
How can we follow them? We don't know where the falcons are.
Jackie's right. Once we're in, we might raise help. Up you go.
Go on, Butch.
It's rather slippery. Too wet.
Look, it's all wet here as well.
You know what?
Yes, it's Badger.
He's fallen
in the water.
But don't you see, Mr. Trim? We can follow his big, wet footprint.
Mean you're not sure. You said you knew your way about the zoo.
But not in the dark.
Well, look, is this the way to the birdhouse or is it not?
Don't know, it's too spooky.
The birdhouse.
Look, I keep thinking they're going to jump out on us, all these animals, the elephants and the tigers. The bears.
The birdhouse.
I think it's back the way we came.
Remember, when we've found them, we must get help. Cat Mary is very dangerous.
Is that a lion?
But it wasn't a mouse.
Quiet.
Yes, silence.
What's that?
What?
That squelching sound.
Trim. What's the big idea? We were supposed to meet at the ship. What are these kids doing here?
What is this all about?
Now, don't worry, my dear. I tricked them into coming here.
Fly free on the wing, hunt free in the air, sharp eyes everywhere, beware, sky hunter, beware.
Our story so far.
Cat Mary planned to steal another peregrine falcon from the zoo.
Badger had fallen in the canal again.
And followed his big, wet footprints.
Trim. What's the big idea? We were supposed to meet at the ship. What are these kids doing here?
Ah, never mind, my dear. I tricked them into coming here.
Tricked?
Yes, my dear Mary, they captured me, I'm afraid. Stupid of me. The only way out was to pretend to join them.
Yes?
So I tricked them into coming here to meet you.
Mr. Trim, what are you doing? We trusted you.
Yes, but you see, my dear little sailor friends, I've tricked you, haven't I? You have to be very clever to catch an old fox like me. Gotcha!
Ah! Trim! You can't trick me!
Oh, Mr. Trim!
Oh, I'm sorry, Jackie. I did try.
Right, Badger. This time we're really gonna get them. Grab them.
Think your grabbing days are over.
It was Tom.
He got the knife away from her.
Policemen came running. One of them chased Badger.
Oi! I think we'd better get you to a hospital, Mr. Trim. Constable?
Oh, Mr. Trim,
Yes, my dear?
thank you
For what?
for being on our side and helping us.
No. Thank you, all of you. I've been very foolish.
Will we see you again?
But how did you find us?
Well, after you ran off, we worked out the message on the mirror and went down to Maida Vale.
And then the police had a phone call from the night guard at the zoo saying some kids had broken in.
So we put two and two together and soon worked out where you must be. It's lucky we got here in time.
You're telling me?
Excuse me, I'm getting something through on my radio about a falcon.
A falcon?
Yes, flying around Trafalgar Square.
Well, that must be our falcon.
It escaped.
Escaped?
Used to be
Wait a minute. Tell me later. I'd better get down to Trafalgar Square quickly, before it eats all the pigeons.
In pie.
Well, I know about joke books, but a joke zoo?
Oh, Jay, do you want to visit the animals in my zoo?
All right, where is it?
In front of you.
I can't see any animals.
Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, no, I can't. Oh!
Yes, a panda car. And a zebra crossing.
That reminds me, Wordy. Why did the bus stop?
Oh, no, not more jokes.
Well, go on, you guess.
I don't know. Tell me, why did the bus stop?
Because it saw the zebra crossing.
I see.
Those two again.
Oh, no, not more jokes.
Oh, it gets worse and worse at Joke Zoo this time.
That reminds me. A kid came back from a visit to the zoo. Her mother asked her which animal she liked the best. She said she liked the dangaroos best. Don't you mean the kangaroos, said the mother. No, said the kid, the dangaroos. That's what it said on the notice.
What a word, but don't take fright. Have a go, you might be right. Look ahead, look behind, see what clues you can find. Use your head, think it out. What's the sentence all about?
Cat Mary snarled, like a tiger. Now, how does Cat Mary speak?
Grab them.
Have a guess?
Gently. Cat Mary snarled gently. It ends in L-Y, but does Cat Mary speak gently?
Still in doubt? Look at the letters and check it out.
Like a tiger. Fiercely? Yes. Cat Mary snarled fiercely, like a tiger.
With a word you don't know, the main thing is to have a go.
And now, word watchers, here's something else for you to have a go at. It's one of the songs about the Sky Hunter. Ooh, read the words as you listen to the song.
In the swirling sky, a
and fly. In the swirling sky, a bird can swoop and fly. There's a hunter in the sky, watch him swoop, see him spy. There's a hunter in the sky, see him stoop. The hunter in the sky.
Yes, it is a good name for it. The peregrine really is a sky hunter.
But have you noticed that if you hunt, then it's ER that makes you a hunter?
Yes, and if you watch birds, that makes you a bird watcher.
Oh, you've got it. Yes, bird watcher, word watcher. It's that ER ending which makes you do things.
Hey, I feel well today. Feel like doing something great. Feel like being something great. What'll it be? What suits me? I could hunt. Yes, mate. I'm a brilliant hunter. I'm a brilliant hunter. I'm a brilliant hunter. I could drive top gear. I'm a racing driver. I'm a racing driver. I'm a racing driver. Hey, I feel well today. Feel like adding again. What'll it be? What suits me? I could read anything. I'm the quickest reader. I'm the quickest reader. I'm the quickest reader. Bet you could copy me. Rap along with J is good. Add an It's easy. Now you are a rapper. Now you are a rapper. Now you're a rapper.
It was nothing but marvellous.
How about a repeat performance for our visitors later?
Yeah, maybe we'll sign up a few more young ornithologists today.
Orny what? That's the longest word I've ever heard. Hey, Butch.
Once upon a time, even Butch didn't know that word.
Look, I don't know what it means.
It's all right, Jay. The Young Ornithologist Club, the YOC for short, it's part of the RSPB.
What are ornithologists?
Ornithologists?
Yeah.
Ornithologists are people who study birds.
Oh, good. Ornithologists.
Yeah, it is a difficult word. I had to look it up in a dictionary when I first heard it. Look, it's easier if you take it bit by bit. Start at the end. IST. It's another ending for words which tell you what people do.
Oh, yes.
A bit like ER. Now, what does an artist do?
Paints pictures.
And what does a dentist do?
Looks after people's teeth.
Right. So, if you see this on the end of a word, logist, as in biologist or archaeologist, it means people who study things.
Oh.
So, an ornithologist is someone who studies birds. This part of the word, ornitho, it means bird, you know, and comes from Greek.
Really? I never knew I was an ornitho.
Butch, Trevor, what's going on?
Normal service has been resumed.
Business as usual, Wordy.
There's probably some of your word watchers here.
Yes, but what's everyone doing?
Finding out more about birds, especially birds of prey.
This is a good game. It's called Peregrine's Perils. And as you play it, you find out all about the peregrine's life and how it rears its chicks. What'll happen this go? 1, 2.
Young birds.
Now, I want everyone to show me what they've got, okay? Right, now, count the beans. Ready? You count. This game's about how pesticides can harm a peregrine.
4, 5.
That's right. Edward's the peregrine, and if the pigeons he's eaten have got too many poison beans, well, there's none there, he hasn't got any there, he's dead.
13.
How's it going?
Okay, it's great to have visitors again.
Yeah, but look, and Ree's been great. I'm sorry, it's all over.
Wait, we haven't got to the end of the Sky Hunter story yet. I mean, what's happened to all of you? And the Peregrine, after the police arrested Badger and Cat Mary.
Some days later, we were fishing from the Narrowbay.
Who's here?
Hi, Tom.
Oh, hello.
Got anything yet?
What do you think?
So what's the news?
Well, first of all, Mr. Trim. Now, his arm's much better.
What's going to happen to him?
Well, I don't know what you kids did to him, but he seems to be a completely changed man. He really cares about birds now. He even wants to join the RSPB, and what's more, I'm sure he means it. So the police reckon that, well, because he changed his mind and tried to help you, he might not have to go to prison for so long.
Oh, good. I'll be able to write to him, won't I?
And I've got something for you. As a reward for all your help, we're making you honorary members of the Young Ornithologists Club, the YOC.
Great.
There you go.
Orny, what did you say?
What? A word Butch doesn't know? I don't believe it.
Ornithologists. People who care about birds and want to study and protect them. Well, that's what you three are. You helped to save a wild falcon.
Ornithologist. Hi! Hey! We're ornithologists!
What's happened to our falcon?
It's gone to Wales with a real falconer. A proper one, not one of your elves. He's teaching it to hunt for its own prey so that it can look after itself. Well, then it'll be a real wild bird again.
Any chance of seeing it again?
Oh, yes. Please, Tom.
Well, we could do the trip in a day. Would that be all right, Sharon?
Don't see why not.
Well, I don't suppose you'd like to come with us.
Please, Sharon, do.
Well, perhaps. If only to keep an eye on them. Don't want them catching any more crooks.
A week later, Tom took us all to Wales to see the falcon.
We watched the falconer swinging a piece of meat on the end of a line.
The peregrine came swooping down towards it and caught the meat in its talons. It was learning to be a sky hunter.
You see, Sharon? Don't you think it was worth all the trouble to try and save it?
Yes, it was.
Isn't it a beautiful bird?
Makes a beautiful duck, eh, Butch?
With a great aerodynamic shape. Definitely.
2 weeks later, we were doing some bird spotting.
What is it?
It's an eagle.
Where?
No, actually, it's a sparrow.
Hey! Look what's arrived! It's a postcard. Guess who from?
Dear young ornithologists, today our peregrine falcon didn't come back to its shed. We watched it hunt its own prey. It doesn't need us anymore. We saw it fly away to the mountains. The peregrine has gone back to the wild. Love from the Birdman.
Our Peregrine was just like that. I wonder what did happen to it.
Maybe it's a distant relation.
Yeah, Wales isn't that far away.
Really is a success story, isn't it? I mean, there's 4 more of them this year. I'm sure they'll be back next year.
Oh well, back to the big city for us.
Yeah, traffic jams and motorways.
And work.
Don't remind me. I'd rather drive the bird bus.
It's been great, hasn't it? Really took me back.
Hope you enjoyed the story.
Yeah, who's Sue Weeks?
Sue Weeks, where?
How do you pronounce MCMXCII?
Well, you're the one that knows everything. Why are you asking me? Come
That's
to the
a
end of the
funny
story now, and you're asking me. You've run out of ideas.